Welcome and thank you for joining Joe and I today. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Zainab Salihi. I am the CRM practice lead at BAASS. And joining me in this presentation, Joe, please.
Hi, my name is Joe Petroniak. I'm a senior business consultant and a certified Sage Intacct implementer.
Okay. We would like to share with you our experience on different challenges that you might have today and their impact on your organization. And how can you benefit when you integrate your Sage Intacct with your existing CRM system, if you have any, or if you are planning to implement CRM? As you know, today, companies like you are really realizing the importance of having a CRM system in place, especially being remote, being like working like in different locations. You really want to have CRM as a main center point for your customer data that your users will be doing their daily tasks. Again, this is not a CRM session, but I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about CRM. Whenever it comes, like I talk about it. But definitely today, Joe and I, we really like to share with you two integration options that we have been implementing for customers, for our customers today who is having Sage Intacct. Also, we would like to share with you to tell you how we, as two teams, when I say two teams, the Sage Intacct team and the CRM team, we work together to make the integration between Sage Intacct and your CRM really valuable for your organization. When you have two separate systems or applications, such as ERP and CRM, you know what it means. It means two applications to log into. It means manual rekeying your data. It means no 360 degrees view for your customer records. It means delay on billings. It will result delays on getting cash into your business. Imagine today when you are reaching 200 invoices per month. Do you know the amount of the manual work that you are doing? It is not scalable anymore, or even cost efficient. It means for you, your sales operation and finance, they really need to communicate and collaborate with each other. And that is where most companies have today when they have the silos between the departments. And this is a real example. We deal with this one every day with customers like you. The impact that is the effects when you don't have these systems are talking to each other. You have lack of visibilities, productivities. Companies cannot scale due to inefficiencies. When cash flow is tight, you know what companies can't fund for any growth, or even the growth will slow. Companies may need to really look for an additional funding sources, or even they will have more additional resources within their staff. And not only that, you are losing new sales opportunities. In ideal situation, let's think about a day in the life for a salesperson. They are using CRM. Again, assuming you have CRM in place or you are planning to do. They will be working with leads or prospects until they become a customer. Isn't it nice to have that customer record to be created in Sage Intacct automatically? Or even when we think about it, and it might be a dream for the sales team, when they are creating quotations or orders, contracts, projects in CRM, these should automatically synchronize to the accounting solution. And this will allow for you to have really an efficient situation in the company. Accounting information from contracts or update of payments like invoices should automatically sync back to CRM. So salespeople are up to date when they are talking on the phone with the client. They know what is happening. The benefit is really huge. When you integrate Sage Intacct with CRM, your business really benefits from end-to-end visibility and a single view of the customer. Everyone can be working with the same information and communication the same way. And this definitely will improve productivity and more efficient processes. And not only that, they will have up-to-date information. And this will really improve how the departments communicate with each other. And this will open a new sales opportunities for your sales team. At the end, it will affect the growth of the company. Today, Joe and I, we will look at two options that are available to you. I think one of them was shared with you in the previous session by Chuck, talking about the Salesforce integration, which is an additional module that it is an additional module that have been developed by the Sage Intacct development team and used today by many customers. The second option is Sage CRM, which is an additional module that has been developed recently by the BAASS development team. And it is in the progress also, we are in the process to add more features and functionalities that can be tailored for even your unique requirements. Let's dive in for these two options and let's see.
Well, Zainab, let me talk a little bit about Salesforce and Sage Intacct, because I've been working with Sage Intacct and I've sat through a lot of Salesforce integration meetings with your team and the integration and the Sage Intacct team. So let me talk a little bit about the Salesforce side. Now, Salesforce is the best of breed cloud solution for connecting finance and sales Intacct offers a pre-built integration with Salesforce. It gives you best-in-class cloud accounting software with the best-in-class Salesforce cloud integration program. This delivers a seamless integration and alignment to improve productivity, fuel growth, and accelerate revenue. Together, it gives you a complete view of every customer, streamlined accounting workflows, and a smarter quote-to-cash process. The powerful combination of Sage Intacct and Salesforce also creates productive communication between the departments that makes the numbers and the departments that manage them. Real-time direct integration for complex workflows, collaboration of sales and accounting through chatter, and it's all covered by the confidence guarantee. Zainab, if you could just move over to the next slide and just give you a little more detail on how Sage Intacct actually communicates with Salesforce. The pre-built integration streamlines the quote-to-cash process, eliminating the need for the billing department to rekey information into Sage Intacct. Sales orders created via the opportunity record. By clicking this Create Sales Order button, you can determine which transaction definitions are to be synchronized and the direction of the integration flow. Sales invoices are typically created in Sage Intacct by a click button conversion, and payments are managed in Intacct as well. Both sales invoices and payments will write back to Salesforce, so the sales rep, your sales team, knows that the invoice has been issued and whether it has been paid or not. Projects and tasks are also created by an opportunity record by, again, clicking a Create Project button. Changes to projects and tasks in Intacct will write back to the Salesforce as well. Let's just continue on there, Zainab. The sales rep will be able to reprint invoices, monitor payments without leaving Salesforce at all. So it saves you. So now the sales rep does not have to sign into Sage Intacct or eliminates those phone calls to the AR department. Did XYZ company pay me? The sales rep already has that information at his fingertips. Processing further, Salesforce also integrates with the Sage Intacct contract module. For SaaS companies, contracts created in Salesforce are created and synced with Sage Intacct at a push of a button. Salesforce contracts flows in Sage Intacct contract module, and that module will take care of your invoicing, your deferred revenues and expenses, as well as creating new opportunity upon renewal so that this account manager can act on it. Both contract invoices and payments will write back to Salesforce as read-only as well. So now the account manager also has access to all those invoices and whether or not they've been paid. So with Salesforce integration, customers have realized a 30 to 75% shorter order to quote to cash process, improved DSO by 10 to 50%, and saved tens of thousands and millions in cash flow. So Zainab, that was Salesforce. How does the Sage CRM integrate with Sage Intacct?
Yes, and this is the question that came to us. Again, I always say, and even in our presentation for CRM, when we were talking, can CRM integrate with? I always say my answer is yes. We can do everything you want. When you do have your CRM as a platform, and because we have been doing for years, we have been doing Sage CRM, and we have a very strong development team, we decided that to create an integration between Sage Intacct and Sage CRM. That is an option which is available for you too. And we have this integration. And again, as you know, in Sage Intacct, which is really very well known as a best-in-class for cloud accounting software, you can integrate with Sage CRM platform, which can be on-premise or on a private cloud. That is an option for you too to do. As any other integration, the same with the integration with the Salesforce and Sage Intacct, you know, this integration also improves productivity and will accelerate revenue, and both of them, they can be a complete view. They will give you a complete view of every customer, and like the integration really create that productive communication between the teams. And the way that we build this integration, I will say proudly at BAASS, because we have a very good knowledge and we have implemented many Salesforce integration with Sage Intacct, and we have a very deep knowledge on how Sage CRM integrates with Sage 300. So we built that one by combination of taking the two approaches, and we built our own BAASS Sage CRM integration to Sage Intacct.
So Zainab, what modules does Sage CRM integrate with Sage Intacct?
Thank you, and that is my next one. Thank you for reading my mind. Not everyone can do that.
Oh, we've been working together for a long time.
A long time. You know that. Yeah, it will take you time to understand me, but let's move on. As you see in this screen, we made it very simple for you to look that our integration really connect the two systems. There are really three main areas of the integration, which is, as you see, companies, people, code, and orders. Again, CRM companies integrate with intact customers, it's these terminologies, and CRM people integrate with intact contacts, and CRM code orders integrate with intact order entry transactions. And of course, in order for us to support this one, product and price lists are synced from intact to CRM. So again, is it 100% we are replicating what Sage Intacct and Salesforce has? I would say no, we do have a different approach of doing it. But again, it gives you 360 degrees for the customer view. Here's a screen just to show you, we can promote a company from CRM to Intacct. We can link CRM company to existing Intacct customer. We can do mass import from Intacct. Again, assuming if you do have Intacct implemented before CRM. And the same thing with the contact. We will be doing the promote. We can do promote. We can even link CRM contact to an existing Sage Intacct contact. And there is a periodic synchronization that is going in the background. So let's say to link, again, in this screen, as you see, I can link CRM and Intacct customers in different ways. It doesn't mean that it will be only in one screen. I can go from the company in CRM. You will have that Intacct integration tab. You can promote the company to Intacct, and this will create the customer record in Intacct automatically. From the same tab, I can link again an existing customer. If I have the existing customer ID to link it to an existing customer in Intacct, or I can do an import if I have admin rights in CRM. I can do either for the whole account customers records accounts, or I can do for part of them. And if they are linked, they can synchronize later on. Any update in any system, it will write it back. Typically, they will really sync with each other. The same thing is applicable to the person, Joe, like to the person record, which is your contact record. We can link it in different way. We can, if it is existing, we definitely can link them, or we can promote any person record from CRM to Intacct. As you know, in CRM, will have more records because salespeople will be working with the prospect, will be working with leads and additional contacts that they don't need to have all of it in Intacct, but it can be added at any point.
So Zainab, so if my customer is sitting, if I've already created my customer in Sage Intacct, would that customer float up to Sage CRM?
Yeah, we can do that one as an import, as I said. We can do it from the admin side to import it, or if I know the customer ID, definitely I will have it linked together. Yeah. As you see here, if I go to the code and order to Intacct OE transaction, again, like salespeople, when they are doing any order or integration, so they can go ahead, like it is one-way synchronization for the order entry. It is all from CRM to Sage 300. And the same concept of CRM opportunity again, because we know salespeople will be creating sales opportunities in CRM. You can create quotations and order, and you can configure the integration so that the code promote function to one or to sets of OE transactions, and order promotes to another set of OE transactions. I can give you an example here. We can map for you that the CRM quotation will go to the Intacct sales code, And the same thing if the CRM order, we can map it to go to the Intact sales order. We do have a whole function in the admin side that we can do the field mapping also, which field from Intact will go to which field in Sage CRM. And the same thing we can do it with the order transaction. But before I end, I really would like to mention here, because this is a custom development or custom tool have been developed by BAASS, this is really our package 1 that is available today. And we are in the process of developing package 2, which is more going to the project and contract integration. Also, please remember, when we do this one, yes, it is a CRM development that we are integrating with Sage Intacct, but we don't do this integration by ourselves only. When I say ourselves, is the CRM team. We always sit down with Joe or Paraman or like our Intacct team to understand the concept, and we always look at it, what is the best way for us for doing it. Again, if you have any question on this integration, more than happy, Joe and I, to help you. Joe, would you like to talk about this?
Well, with these integrations, the integrations that we talked about, these are standard out of the box integrations where your opportunity will integrate with your sales order or your contract or your project. That is straight out of the box, especially with customers and on both sides. But we can go beyond that. We're not limited to just the order entry projects, contracts, modules. We could also integrate with your accounts onto your accounts payable side, on your vendor side. Zainab, can you tell me about one client we helped out with? I believe it was, I think Paraman worked on this one with you.
Correct. And this is, again, thank you, is voices.com is one of our perfect client. And I would say perfect because for us, perfect means when someone realized the value of integration, they did have Salesforce in place, and they implemented, I think our team, Paraman was leading that implementation, implemented Sage Intacct. But as soon as they realized this integration, they said it doesn't work 100% for us. So we started to go beyond the out-of-the-box integration. As soon as we did one implementation for them, now they came to us with the AP integration, with the payment integration, with the bill to integration, and we started to add all of it one after each other. And it is continuous, they are not stopping. And again, I say perfect is really pleasant working with them because they know the value. And again, I come to the point, we don't do that one by ourselves. We always work with the lead here, the lead consultant from the BAASS side in the Sage Intacct to make sure that we are having the two systems talk to each other and implement the best solution for them. And this one eliminated a lot of manual work for the client.
So the sky's the limit almost.
Oh, yes, for CRM always.
let your imagination roam.
Okay. And, you know, I just want to mention here also, Joe, there are really more coming. And we are really having a variety of short videos on our website that is coming soon. Like we have uploaded few of them, but in the process, even to upload how the Salesforce and Sage Intacct integration work. And the second one, which we covered here, how Sage CRM and Sage Intacct integrate with.
So what if I wanted to see a demo of those two products and how I'm deciding which CRM product to use, whether should I go with Salesforce, should I go with Sage CRM? Would we be able to have a demo?
Yes, definitely we can have a demo for you on how the integration work. But if you are really looking for help in the CRM side, we are more than happy, because this is what we do. We help customers to understand their requirement, what are they looking for, and what is the best CRM solution that fits their requirement. CRM is a CRM which has most of the functionality the same, but of course each product has a pros and cons, and definitely we can help you in that.